Are we still in combat?
Give me just a second to load combat trackers, and I'll answer that question. No, you're not still in combat, though.
I think we were getting fussed at by the guard last.
Yeah, something like that. We had just finished getting cussed up by the guards.
Yeah, you know, you turned the prisoners over and, you know, got told not to interfere, same as always, but hey, you didn't get arrested, and that was a good thing. And reshare that map with you just to refresh everyone's memories. And you did have the one that got away.
He can spread my legend.
And let's see, just as a quick recap, you know, the fireball went off, and I'm going to share the alley map with you, and the big F is the location of where the fireball went off. So once again, it was extremely close. The guy that they were chasing appeared to be running towards your all's bar, and there was one of the pursuers limped off. Bry gave chase, didn't find him. And let's see, just to make sure that I'm right, Avara and Anna ended up joining the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes, I did.
And Orem is going to join the Lord's Alliance. We're going to retcon that.
I was going to say, otherwise Bry would have to volunteer himself.
Well, I think Bry's actually talking to a guard right now still.
Silent Shoe, he forgot about that.
Harry is part of the Order of the Toe.
So you're going to form your own guild, right?
Toe Jam and Earl.
Are you
don't mess with my Toe Jam.
Harry, are you interested in joining a faction?
None of them so far.
Okay.
I want to fool them into thinking that I can join Brig and Darth. I think I can pull off that disguise.
It will be interesting to see you try.
I think me and Jar would be great friends.
So, Bry, you were pulled aside by a guard.
He probably wants to gush about my performance. Or maybe admire my feather boa. Or recommend where I can find a sequenced robe.
And, you know, he's asking you a whole bunch of questions about where you were the night of the opera, who you were with, were you at the opera, did you ride a dragon?
I ride dragons all the time.
Not real dragons. I'm talking about fake dragons in a damn theater.
I ride them too.
Oh, so you admit to riding the dragon at the theater during the play, The Fall of Tiamat.
That was me. I was just trying to help the performance. Getting arrested is good for my rep.
That's good, because, you know, as you're saying that, he's motioned to another guard, and next thing you know, two of them have you by the arms, and they're putting a set of manacles on you.
This seems like a real overreaction. You plainly are not lovers of the arts.
You know, they're not buying it, and they tell you, let's see, they're arresting you for damaging property.
I didn't damage nothing.
Well, you know, you caused some harm to they're charging you with it anyway. Tell it to the judge, and they are also charging you with, it's crimes against gods.
Yeah, they let him walk right in. He was a cast member.
That's right, I was invited.
Disturbing the peace.
I'll start screaming about hate crimes.
What are the rest of you all doing?
Is this happening right here on the city street?
This is happening right here on the city street.
Harry fades into the background and observes from a distance. No sense in getting arrested with everybody.
Not everyone, just me.
So
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
God, is this really necessary? He didn't do anything wrong.
Here we go.
I said backing away.
I mean, I was there. That play was boring as shit until the dragons started getting ridden.
Well, sir, you know, that's not up to us. He can tell it to the judge.
You can tell it to the judge. I mean, how did he get backstage anyways if he wasn't a cast member?
Sir, that's up for the lawyers to determine. But,
That's right. People are little peons. We're performing a hate crime! Hate crime!
And Bri, since, you know, Damon's come over, you've already got, you know, 3 guards around you, and it's starting to get a little crowded, and one of them kind of bumps you while the other one sticks his foot out, and you end up falling forward onto the pavement.
Assault! Assault! Everyone sees this! I'm not resisting, but they're still beating me!
Quick, anyone got a recording device?
Right.
Yeah. I forget what movie I was watching last night, but they were putting a guy in the cop car, and he banged his head into the roof of the car, and the one guy goes, "Now, Officer John, do you have a right to mistreat criminals?" And he's like, "No, but that's just one of the perks of the job."
I'm assuming there's not much I can do here. He's getting arrested no matter what I do, isn't he?
Yes, he was going away for a little bit. And, you know, the rest of you all were fading away. Harry tried to do it semi-stealthily.
Harry's getting kicked in the head when I get out.
So, they start dragging Bri off down the street, and I'm sure you're yelling quite a lot, and
Oh yeah, totally make you a scene.
and everybody's watching, and
I show off my scraped knee. Look it! Look it!
Now, don't worry, we'll get your cousin Vinny.
I have 7 of those!
Okay. Now, what do the rest of you all want to do? You have broke up the fight. You are there on a mission from The Order of the
Or
Gauntlet.
Savra.
There is no dead people, Harry.
Well, there's all sorts of dead thugs on the street. The
Okay.
water heaving guards are that's true. We didn't kill any of them. The water heaving guards are like the worst.
I follow behind Harry as he go there to see if there's anything to look at him out.
Oh, that's true. You could argue that Harry did kill one.
Well, they are. Not all of the guards left, just 3 of them taking Bry. Actually,
Okay.
2 of them, and the rest of them, they do arrange for medical assistance, and it's obvious that they're going to same place as Bry, so he should be really popular.
And we definitely didn't kill anyone last week, Harry, because we were doing this as an order favor for the Order of Gauntlet for people in the group. And we said no.
Harry didn't listen.
Now, on the flip side, as the rumors and gossip spread around town, are you all going to spend the rest of the day making sure additional fights don't break out?
Yeah.
Yep.
After I see if there's any way to get Bry out.
Yeah, you're going to be tied up for, at least an hour with diplomacy checks trying to get him out.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, the rest of you, as you're wandering around the area here, looking for trouble, you notice people are starting to, give you a wide berth. They're being friendly enough, but by now the rumor has spread that you all broke up a fight between 2 gangs and killed them all. And you know how gossip gets embellished from telling to telling to telling. Exactly, Harry, you're the new gang.
The new sheriffs.
No one knows who you are. But Damon, you're arguing with the police sergeant at the local headquarters, and, you're not having any luck.
I'll try my best to be persuasive to try to get him out.
But, let's see if we have... Fireball went off. Trying to think of what time you all went to this area of town.
I think it was getting close to the afternoon or late afternoon from our.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So, it is definitely late afternoon now. But eventually the police chief gets tired of arguing with you, and you've tried everything, and you just can't get him out tonight. He'll have to see the judge in the morning.
Okay.
Don't worry. He won't be there when they come for him in the morning.
I'll meet up with the others to spend the rest of the day helping break things.
Okay, like I said, everyone's giving you a wide berth. Little intimidated by you, a few of them, but yeah, you don't find any more trouble.
So go report back to Savra, and then maybe go to the city watch where the dead bodies are, and see if we can get them spoken.
Yes, you can pay for a cleric to go in and perform a speak with the dead, or you can petition your faction to have them do it.
I'd say petition the faction.
Which dead bodies are these?
When the fireball went off, you had the one guy that was being pursued by 2 others, and then you saw eyewitness saw someone on the roof throw something. You recovered the necklace of fireballs.
And he was puppet leg or something like that.
Yeah. And the guard sergeant said that, they didn't know the attack was coming. They were ambushed. And when, you go back and meet with Sabra, and, she's delighted that you were able to stop a fight. Probably wasn't the best way to handle it, leaving them all unconscious on the ground. She's sorry to hear that Bry got arrested, but, she was at that play, and she thought it was hilarious, but a couple of nobility were there, and they didn't find it funny at all.
The people love me, the upper class hate me. I'm clearly Robert, except I steal useless stuff and keep it as souvenirs instead of giving away wealth to the poor.
And every member of the Order of the Gauntlet gets 1 renown point. And let's see, I guess that's a good way to mark it on the combat tracker. And Damon had 1 for the Harpers.
Yeah, I marked it under my adventure, my log page. 1 renown point.
And Abra's got 1. And Anna's got 1. So, she's very thankful, and she'll contact you if, they need you again. And you all head back to the manor? Or is there anything you'd like to do in the early evening in the city?
Well, we got the gems we could probably sell off.
Do we have any loose ends we need to...
Not really at the moment. Well, besides Bry.
Some point we've got to have those bodies spoken to.
Yeah.
It might be the next lead.
Probably do that in the morning.
Well, 2 of you are right there with you're all there, but, 2 of you are members of the Order of the Gauntlet. If you want to petition now, Damon, you can head off to the Harpers and petition them.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll do that too.
Definitely.
And, you all explain that you're very concerned that, it looked like one of the guys was headed toward the tavern that you just bought or acquired from Bolo. And, the fireball happened, 4 doors down from you. So you're very concerned, and you know that the City Watch will do it, but you would also like to, launch your own investigation.
Yeah. Don't need things blowing up on our doorsteps. Especially when we're trying to get the place up and running.
Okay, let's see. And So let's get you all to make persuasion checks.
That is.
Oh yeah, the dwarf's going to be good at that.
What'd you say, Anna?
I said that's so much easier. Thanks for getting that thing.
Yeah, I figured you'd enjoy it. Okay. Anna and Avara, Avara, you know, you're not really sure what's wrong with you, but were you nervous, but too excited, just tongue-tied, coming down off an adrenaline rush? But yeah, your argument sucked.
She tried to act like me.
And Anna, you were a whole lot better, but just not persuasive enough for the Harpers to get involved. I'm sorry, for the Gauntlet to get involved. Damon, on the other hand, you were. Now, it, both factions would have explained that to you, that, you know, in cases like this, you know, they bring in clerics and they cast general repos on them for the investigation and so forth. So, you don't have to worry about them, you know, rotting immediately. However, it will take some time for the petitions to go through, and, you know, this is an active case that the City Watch is investigating. They just can't walk in and say, hey, we want to, you know, speak with the dead.
Okay. Well, let's say let them know and just let me know when they're ready.
Yes, they will send a messenger and let you know the results and so forth.
I'll give them my thanks.
And
Hey, I just noticed that I'm wounded. Can I like roll to get hit points back or something?
Well, we'll probably be resting soon. We're all wounded. Well, most people are wounded.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
yeah, I doubt very seriously you're going to get in a fight between here and
That's fine.
the manor.
If I was there, I could have taken care of that for you. You'd totally get in a fight between there and the man.
And Bri, you are taken to a nice little holding cell. It's the typical. It's got the made out of stone, got the iron bars, you know, looking outside.
Can I please have a room with a view? I know I'm a higher class of criminal than you're normally used to dealing with, but really, you should be prepared.
No, you get what everyone else gets, and they throw you in there and slam the door behind you. And, you know, you can see that, there's a half-orc in a cell beside you, a couple of drunk humans.
Roy keeps on talking away. He'll probably, next time we see him, be wheeling out on a cart and gag.
Come out looking like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Okay, after you meet with your factions, what do you want to do? Meet up at the manor?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, when you get there, you know, it being definitely after 5 o'clock now, you see that the workmen are gone. And the only person there is a very, very enthusiastic Bob the Builder. And Bob's, you know, hey, I waited around on you. I wanted to show you some work that they done. And, you know, yeah, he's showing you the new front window that they put in. And,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, it's this really nice decorative bay window, and he's like, yeah, I was able to get it fairly cheap, and you know, I really don't want to talk about money because you know this is only what day 2 on the job, but I want you to know by day 5, we're probably going to need about 500 gold pieces in order to wrap this thing, you know, on to the next phase so we can get you boys open for business.
So we better find some jobs real quick.
Well, that works out pretty good because we got 500 golden gems right now on the party sheet.
And yeah, combined wise, not counting the gems, you know, you do not have enough to cover it without finding or stealing. And you're not quite sure what Bry's going to cost you yet, or cost him.
Yeah.
What he's going to cost him.
So, do you want to give him some of the gems now?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Or hold on to him for a couple of days because he, you know, he's very serious, you know. Work is going really well. Maybe a little faster than he actually anticipated. That, you know, this.
Can Harry see this conversation going on?
Yeah, if you're in the...
So, you know, Harry got back a little earlier and has been drinking, kind of watching. He's seen what some of the guys have been doing in the place. I'd like to make an insight check. Is he pulling our leg?
Yeah, roll an insight.
I mean, I'm sure he's exaggerating. At least I'm convinced of it.
You know, Harry, he's probably embellishing a little bit. But, you know, looking at the job, putting in that bay window in the front of the tavern, you know, it's a fairly decent job. Not quite impressive, but close.
Well, I think the right thing to do then, guys, would be to divide up the loot, and then we can get it cashed in, or cash it in, then divide it up, and then we can throw in the money to pay for the building.
Or we can just give them 3 gems now for $300.
Oh, those gems we should get them appraised and make sure we get the top coin for them, right? I mean, last I checked, he's a builder, not a jeweler.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can do whatever you guys want. I mean, technically, it's Avalon right now who's holding the gems.
Well, like I was telling you, I know a guy who knows a guy. So if you want, I can take a little time. I can go take care of things, and I'll bring everything back, and we can split it up, and then decide.
Well, it's not like Bob is demanding money now. He's just merely saying, hey, in a few days I'm going to need some money.
We can do it. We can do it tomorrow while we look for jobs. We can probably get more money.
Yeah, but it might be a good idea just to get the gems cashed in so that we're more liquid rather than having to trade an entire gem for some.
And like I said, we can do that tomorrow. We have like an entire day.
Okay, that works.
We gotta. Some of us are kind of beat up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Harry pulls up his shirt. You can see his ribs are kind of bruised.
Hey man, I may be bleeding to death, but I know a guy who knows a guy. And
he's my dad, okay? And my dad takes care of me.
But, you know, Bob is happy, and, you know, he's happy that you're happy with his work, and he's like, I've got to go get a few more supplies in the morning, so we're going to let you sleep late for about an hour later in the morning.
Oh, perfect, when Bry's not here.
We could always go check if they got visitation and see him tonight.
That's the construction worker. Sure, he can. He'll use a hammer right outside his cell.
No, you want to go keep Bry company, right?
I have company. I have 2 drunk humans and a half-orc.
No, I was saying, Bry was the one complaining about them starting early at night in the morning, and now they're going to be coming late, and it's the night Bry's not going to be here.
Okay. I was just looking after Bry. You know, he could be pretty lonely tonight. Harry drinks back some more brew.
Bry, at some point in time, you know, this half-orc just gets tired of your incessant ranting and demanding and harassing of the guards. And he just kind of looks at you with the scowl, and, you know, he means business. What are you gonna do?
Bring it, Fugly!
He's going to come out of jail more damaged than when he went in.
Oh, he's gonna make me pull a half-orc off the dam.
He doesn't even look damaged, so this will be his first bruise.
Hey, I have scrapes from when the guards pushed me around, which I am going to show the judge tomorrow.
He's still recovering from the pound, and he took it a yawning portal a couple of days ago. I'd probably had to. Once it got later in the night, I had to have a nap.
Did you offer to pay for his release?
Bry's pretty happy where he is. I mean, he's going to come out here with so much street cred.
Are you really gonna offend the half-orc?
Oh, I won't necessarily. I'm not going to listen to him. What is he, some guard's pet? What a loser. You suck.
Okay, there's a half-ogre, and let's see.
Wait, it was a
This is one of the guards.
ogre.
It's a half-orc.
It's a half storm giant.
I'll give him a few open hand chops and he'll go right down.
And you know, that's probably close enough.
Don't forget the toilet so you can stick his head in it. Give him a swirly.
And let's clean up the combat tracker.
Goodbye, you guys are a fun experience.
Oh, yeah, remind me here in a minute to give you experience for that.
Okay. Well, after Bride does a beating, we get to watch a brawl. I'd
That's
bet
the
on
sad
it, but
part
we're
is we
not.
don't get to watch it.
And Bri, do you want to hit first?
Bride's not really starting the fight. If he doesn't start the fight, then he has even more fodder against the guards and their poor discipline.
Yeah.
Hey, those half orcs, you got to work at them. You got to knock them out twice.
Okay, it says it's a great axe, but he's swinging his massive fist at you, Bri. And I have no idea what unarmed combat does.
I do believe it's 1 plus strength. But don't quote me on that. Hang on, I can tell you.
I think
that
it
sounds
is
right.
unless it's unless you have like the
Monk.
feat. Or a monk, yeah.
Okay. So, he's gonna hit Bri. It's gonna be a long ass fight. Bri, you take 1 point of damage.
Bri screams bloody murder.
Actually, I guess that should have been 1 plus 3.
It's plus the strength modifier.
Yep, so you have taken 4.
Alright, so Bri will punch him. And then he's going to punch him again. And then he's going to use his key points to flurry. It gives him 2 more punches. Yeah. At least give me a 1.
Yeah, he doesn't particularly care for that.
Oh, that's
So he
80.
gets.
So that's
Yeah.
2 plus 3.
Oh, it's 2 plus 3. Okay, yeah. You don't multiply the strength damage too?
Critical rolls is just the roll die.
Okay, Bri.
Bri will punch him again.
You'd never want to get in a punching match with a monk.
Apparently this monk is, beating his hands against the half-orc's thick skull. and he'll use his key point to flurry. Despite probably best efforts, this is...
You know, it would have been so much more street cred if you would knock him out in the first round.
It would have been nice.
Yes, it would have. And there comes the hit at Bry. And another 5.
No, only 4.
4, 14, 13. Okay, Bry.
Alright.
The drunks are cheering for you.
Damn straight they are. And when he goes down, Bry will slap the figure forward leg lock on him.
And by now, you know, all the cheering of the drunks have attracted the guards, and they come in and, well, they don't break up the fight, but, you know, they slam you up against the wall.
You incompetents! Where were you when he took a swing at me?
We didn't see him take a swing at you.
That's because you weren't doing your job!
We did see you take a swing at him and knock him out.
You didn't see nothing.
And, you know, they shove you just a little bit harder into the wall.
The Daily Rags are going to hear all about this, and you're incompetent.
And they drag the half-orc out of the cell, and, you know, they shut the door behind them, leaving you in the cell. And, you know, the drunks by now have quietened down. The excitement's over. And, you know, they put manacles on the half-orc and drag him out to where, you know, they can get him some medical attention. What would the rest of y'all like to do? It's starting to get late now.
I'd just probably head up to whatever room I'd picked out and maybe read for a little bit, then go to sleep. Anyone doing anything else before we take our long rest?
No, probably just get something to eat and then crash.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the XP.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll do that right after the long rest. And that was a gauntlet mission. And have some XP. Ooh.
Oh, 100 away.
Gotta love it. Okay, you all have a peaceful night at Troll Skull Banner. Bry, what are you doing? Needless to say, when they brought the half-orc back in the middle of the night, they did not put him in your cell.
Because I would have beat his ass again. Bry is meditating.
No escape in the middle of the night?
No, he's happily going to tell the judge what horrible, horrible guards Waterdeep has.
Okay. You all have had a long rest, and you know, you 6 o'clock comes, and you know you're kind of expecting the pounding to start, and you remember, oh yeah, they're gonna be late. 7 o'clock rolls around, and you're still snoozing, and you know, about 8 o'clock, they finally show up, and Bob is just, you know, I'm figuring by now you all have gotten out of bed.
Yeah,
Some
I
of you
would
at
have.
least. And, you know, Bob's very apologetic, and, you know, he's bitching about the hardware store and, you know, that damn dwarf that runs it.
Racist.
You're not even there. And what
I'll
would
pretty
you...
much just go down to the main room and wait for everyone to come down so we figure out what to do.
Okay, Bry, you, on the other hand, are drug out of your cell at 7 in the morning, and by 8 a.m., you find yourself in a courtroom. And the judge is standing there and, you know, sitting there, and your case is now. It's next, and you know, they ask you, yeah, you know, do you want a public defender or do you want to defend yourself?
I'll gladly take a public defender that I'll undermine at every opportunity.
Okay, they look out through the crowd, and you know, they find one of them that's, you know, just there watching the trials, waiting for the next case, and you know, he comes up and he's like, how do you want to plead?
Well, not guilty, of course. I mean, I'm technically guilty of what they say, but really, such a silly thing to charge me. Not to mention the Waterdeep Guard is just completely corrupt and incompetent. Really, they should be paying me.
Okay. And you know, they announce the charges against you. You know, destruction of property. You know, creating a public disturbance. And you know, they ask you to enter the plea, and your public defender says, you know, not guilty, Your Honor. And you know,
By reason of insanity.
the judge just kind of snickers at that. So, you know, they present the evidence against you. You know, there's some eyewitness testimony. There's one noble lady who was extremely shaken by the antics that happened on this stage, and you know, she had heart palpitations, and you know, she's just had anxiety attacks a couple of days over it. And yeah, you know, she demands justice and demands that you be punished. And you know, your public defender, not knowing shit about the case, is doing about as well as you would expect. Horribly. And, you know, it's time that, you know, the judge looks down at you, Bry, and says, hey, is there anything you would like to say?
Well, for one, they still haven't explained where I actually damaged property, so they're just making up charges. Two, the guards were attacking me. I didn't resist arrest, and they're still dragging me and pushing me and tripping me. Quite the incompetent law enforcement system you have here, Judge. Three, the noblewoman there, plainly a whiny old bat.
And the judge starts banging the gavel and says, refrain from personal commentary like that.
Well, isn't that basically what I'm here being subjected to? Oh, I see. You're one of them.
Oh, are you questioning the motives of the court?
The court seems to question the motives of everyone else.
By now, there's quite a, there's gasping and shock and laughter about what's happening in this courtroom. And the judge is banging the gavel and he's yelling out, "Silence, silence," or, "I'll have you all thrown out of my courtroom." And eventually, silence returns from the crowd. The only question is, Bri, are you being silent?
Power to the people! Power to the people!
And this is where they decide to hang him.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what your plan is.
Chaos.
Let's see. What would the judge hit him with now? So, the judge eventually has you restrained there, Bri. And he orders one of the guards to put his hand over your mouth. And he starts talking. In light of your actions in my courtroom today, I do have to find you guilty of disturbing the peace, which is a fine of 25 gold pieces. Yeah, give me just a second. Write that down. And that's 25 gold pieces. He does find you guilty for damaging the dragon when you were crawling around and tinkering around. You know it's bullshit. The judge probably knows that it's bullshit, but the way that you acted in the court, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it. So you are now 525 gold pieces.
How much?
525. 500 for damaging the property.
That's an expensive dragon.
I think the dragon's going to be lit on fire one night.
Or possibly the judge's house.
I'm surprised you didn't get any hard labor.
Throw him into Undermountain.
Well, will that be gold or silver there, Bri?
Bry doesn't have it, he can't answer. There's a handover.
Uh, uh, the guard removes his hand so that you can answer the judge. Will that be gold or silver?
Well, I clearly don't have it. Not that it matters anyways, you crook.
Oh my god. Wait, I'm the judge. It's not a hate crime if I flog a halfling, right? Okay, Bri, in light of not being able to pay and insulting the judge, you have been sentenced to 5 days of hard labor. Should you get into any trouble during those 5 days, either with prisoners or guards, you know, you will be flogged and exiled from the city. And the judge bangs his gavel, and the bailiffs that are holding you drag you out, and, you know, a very short time later, you can find yourself doing very hard, very nasty work. I don't know what you need to do in the city.
Clean up all your food.
Sewer cleaning.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking would be nasty. But yeah, you are knee deep in the mud. They did not give you any type of work overalls or boots. I mean, it's you. And how do you react to that?
He bides his time.
Well, I would have went while we were out checking for pricing these gems to get ready to sell. I would have went to see what had happened with Bry, see if he's out or if we have to when we can get a pick.
Yeah, you know, the cops are I don't want to say unfriendly, but you know, they're short and busy, and you know, no, he's no longer here. He's probably cleaning sewers for the next 5 days.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I heard that was an interesting courtroom appearance that your little buddy made.
And
He
no
makes an
one is
impression.
surprised.
Hmm. And Orem, what are you doing?
Well, I'd be mostly like during the whole 5 days that he's like doing hard labor, or just currently this day.
Currently this day.
Just pretty much helping around the property that we have, maybe trying to like clean up any kind of debris that's on the outside, see if there's any kind of, you know, just kind of check and see what's going on with the place, and walk around the neighborhood.
Okay.
We need to find something to do to earn some extra gold.
Yeah, I said that when I was out looking for Bry. I was finding a way to appraise these gems and sell them.
There must be something that we could do to earn some money.
Yeah, well, we could look for jobs. There's got to be like a guild hall for.
I'm not
adventurers
talking
and
about.
stuff.
I'm not talking about jobs. I'm talking about adventuring.
We can check back with Volo.
Well, would a place like this have like a guild hall for adventurers or something like that? Besides, like the Yarnum.
You know, there's
Or like a job posting board.
Or is that our faction people?
well, factions would be a good place to start. However, honestly, you kind of figure that it's going to be the rare faction mission that you get paid for.
Yeah.
And
I was just thinking of like collecting stuff along. That's how we usually get gold, isn't it? By going out and finding it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty. We'll get good pay. I promise.
Yeah, and we don't need to join bribe in the muck.
Well, it doesn't hurt to ask.
No. This is all up and up.
Well, while I'm out, I'm praying. Hopefully, some people came up when we were praising to sell these gems off. I'll keep my ears open to see if there's any jobs.
If you want help, I've got a network that could probably get us top dollar for those gemstones. If you want my
So do I.
Really? Who do you know?
Harper's. I'm a faction agent. I can use them for.
Oh, Harper's aren't going to give you top. They'd be happy to take the gems. They're not going to give you top.
okay, Orem.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, outside of the faction, your old buddy Doran would be a good contact,
Yes, we can ask him. Maybe he needs something killed.
Well, that's where it all started, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Something in 5 days so we can get Bri to come with us.
Or pay to get him out early.
Orem, you're hanging around the manor in the morning, and let's see, that's Appendix B.
Appendix B, what to do if your player gets arrested.
Tackle maniacally. She just put a guy in prison.
Okay.
There's always coin to be made by going down into the Undermountain. You don't want to do that?
What about the underground?
Undermountain, when we go over to the portal or whatever, the whole.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I was thinking of.
Yeah, see?
Orem, eventually during the morning, you see a gentleman. Let's see if I got a picture of him. But he walks into the bar, and he's looking for you. And no, I do not have a picture of him, but he's an earnest man in his mid-20s. And you can tell that just by the way that he walks, and let's see, the fact that he's wearing chainmail, that he's a fairly competent fighter. And, he comes into the bar and says, I'm looking for a guy named Orem.
I'll stand up and just kind of walk over and Amorum, what can I do for you?
He says that his name is Jalister. I'll put that in the chat window. And that he is, he was sent here by his organization to talk with you.
And what organization would that be?
He tells you that he's a member of the Lord's Alliance, and you know that the Lord's Alliance placed the security of the city and the realm ahead of their own interest. And, you know, word have gotten back about, you know, Floon's rescue and all that, you know, through back channels. And they thought that you might be a good recruit.
Well, that sounds interesting.
And
I'll invite him to sit down, and I'll pour him a drink or something so we can discuss.
yeah, and you know, they talk. He talks about, you know, like everyone else, about all the violence in the city, and you know, they try to do what they can to help, and you know, the security of the city is tantamount, and you know, the realm must survive, and you know, all that ideological BS. And you know, at one point, he gets really serious, and he's like, you know, this gang war is causing unrest through the city, and we have offered protection to members of a certain guild, and you know, if you're going to be a member, you've been assigned to protect a group of them.
And can I ask what group this would be?
He's like, you know, they're really good guys, but we've been offering protection to members of the Dung Sweepers Guild.
And he's talking about legit protection, not like protection racket.
Correct. Against legit protection.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, if they're a legitimate guild inside of Waterdeep, Orm is interested in helping anybody.
Okay. You know, he tells you, you know, meet up with the guild at Muleskin Tavern on Ship Street in the Dock Ward at 6 bells, and you know, all you got to do is guard them while they work. But I need you to do this every day for a 10-day.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm assuming he's there by himself.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I went out and I don't know who came with me to use my safe haven connections to find a good place to sell off these gems for fair price.
Okay, Damon's gone to sell the gems, and Orem has a mission, and he's like, I know it's after 6 bells, but hey, if you want to go check them out, you know, we can count this as one of your days.
All right, let's get on with it then.
Does anyone want to go with the Orem?
I would if I was there. Maybe leave a
Sure, I'll help him.
Okay, yeah, if he's around. Otherwise, I'll just leave a note that says, "Gone to Muleskin Tavern."
I'll go if I'm there.
Okay.
I'll help him out.
There could be. There's always something to do in the dock ward. I'll tag along if it's open.
Yeah, not a problem. You know, you head out toward the tavern, and you know, you're at least 4 hours. I don't want to say late because you just got the job, but down the street you can see that the dung sweepers are working, and there's 4 of them, and they just spend the day cleaning up the dung and other waste on the street. And, you know, you're just there to make sure they don't get harassed by gangs or anything.
So our job is guarding dung sweep.
Yeah. For 10 days.
Okay.
Harry's gonna keep an eye on the area. You know, maybe he can pick up a couple of marks as for burglary or something like that.
Okay, D, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just like I said, using my background features safe haven just to see if I can use some of my contacts with Harper's to find a person who would buy these gems for a fairly decent price.
You know, seriously speaking, if you want some help, I can really help you find top coin for those. Harry's got quite a connection.
Each take one and then go sell it, and whoever comes back with the most money gets to take the other 3.
Sounds like a deal.
You're on Poop Patrol right now.
No, I'm not on Poop Patrol. I mean, I can be on any patrol I want. Are you over here with us?
No, I left a long time ago.
Oh, you're on your own then.
Yeah.
I asked if anyone wanted to come with me, and everyone just kind of ignored.
Okay, Bri, you are in the sewers and you are hating it.
I point out to Brian the others, you know, some of the most common areas through the sewers and how you can move through this wards quite quickly through the sewers. I, you know, explain some of the.
You're not there.
I thought I'm with the poop people. Am I with the poop people or am I with the gym people? Who am I with?
Bry's by himself.
Yeah, Bri's by himself, Damon's by himself.
Oh, he said
together.
He said, so I thought we were with the Dung Gang. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are, but they're separate.
We're watching over Bride's group.
No, not yet. That might happen tomorrow.
This unrelated shit patrol.
But, Bri, you are knee-deep in the poop and the sewer. It's nasty. It's horrible. There's several of you, and you're having to clean out this massive blockage in part of the sewer pipe. And I think Bri's taken 5. The rest of you all that are guarding the poop patrollers, or poop sweepers, yeah, it was exciting for, you know, maybe 10, 20 minutes, but now the boredom, you know, basically you're sitting there watching them sweep the streets, you know.
I've spent years sitting around and watching people.
What's his job pay?
Favors?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a faction favor for Orm, since he's joining the Lord's line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like your Eagle Scout project.
Pretty much
Bingo.
exactly that.
And, Damon, you're talking to your faction, and, you get the lead on, a couple of people who would be willing to give you an honest, fair trade for your gems.
Okay, I'll thank them and head on to get them sold off. And then after that's done, if I don't need to make any rolls, or if you want to make a roll, I'll go back to the inn and find that note.
Okay, you get back to the inn, find the note. You want to go with them by now?
Yeah, I'll try to find them.
It just says we're there. It doesn't have any kind of indication of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. By now, it's got to be 3 o'clock, and you've been on the job for 3 hours, and you wish someone would attack them. You're thinking about attacking them just to have something to do. It is incredibly boring.
Is there a local tavern on the dock ward somewhere that I can sit outside, drink a brew, and watch?
Oh, yeah, there sure is.
I'm heading over there. I will sit outside on the barrel or whatever and have a few brews and just watch.
Orm is taking this very seriously and is like standing around like he was when he was on the city watch and just kind of patrolling and looking really as like professional and as alert as possible, despite it just being poop sweepers.
Trying to make that first impression.
He has pride.
Harry makes sure he finds some good shade.
Okay, Damon, you end up making the way to the bar that they said they were going to be at, and they're not there.
Okay, I'll go inside, see if I can get information, see what direction the group went.
A couple of the patrons, when they were coming in, they remember saying, people that match those descriptions, and they were, they're not quite sure what they were doing, but they seemed to be awfully interested in a bunch of dung sweepers.
Yeah, I'll head that direction and probably stop and every once in a while, if I haven't caught up to them, ask a citizen or guard on the street and for if they had seen the dun sweepers in a group of people guarding them. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's a dun sweeper?
And you walk down the street, and eventually, you see Orem very professionally and almost militarily patrolling the watch, and you can see all these people, sweeping up the horse shit and whatnot off the side of the streets, and the rest of the party scattered about here and there.
I'll get up beside Oren and go, so what are we up to here? I just got the note, didn't say much, and why is that guy sweeping up?
It's his job.
Ah, okay. And what are we doing? We here to watch him, help?
Watch.
Okay. Someone asked us for this to do?
Yep.
Okay. Not big on words there, okay, buddy? Pat him on the shoulder. And I'll take a casual, relaxed watch, just looking around. Keeping an eye out. I have no idea what I'm looking for. Occasionally point out some poo for a sweeper.
He's like eyeing everybody down and and just kind of like still looking like he's like guarding a bank or something. But
okay, the day progresses on, and eventually it becomes about 5 o'clock, and it's time to call it a day, and the dung sweeper walks over and thanks you, Orem, saying they felt really safe.
I'm glad you're pleased. See you tomorrow.
Yes. Now they do say that tomorrow they will be having a couple of prisoners with them, so make sure you come totally alert and on your game.
Okay.
Never a problem.
As we're walking by, I'll go to the guy and says, "Oh, I just gotta ask. You guys must have seen some really weird shit go down here. You got any cool stories?" I'm sorry.
Like as we're walking by, I'm like walking behind him a little bit, and I just kind of like grab the end of his cloak and start wiping my hands.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay,
So,
all my clothes are black.
Yeah. It's 5 o'clock. You're done.
As they're walking back to our thing, I'll tell them, I got a fair price for our gems.
Yeah, you, party sheet.
And hopefully Bri got that blockage cleared.
Yeah, you actually got face value for them.
Sweet.
And
I'll put the 83 gold I got into the pot for upkeep.
Y'all headed back to the portal.
Yeah,
Sure, we
maybe
can check with him.
maybe grab some food or drink or something. I don't know how much we actually have stored up at the house, so I'll just like grab something from a vendor or another tavern that's open.
Yeah, on the way back to the manor, you all haven't really got a good look at the neighborhood that where you're all located at. And we're going to go back over to this map here. And the F is a bar named Friends Brew. F-R-E-N Brew. Friends Brew.
Which
I'm sorry.
There's two F's. I
You
think
have
the
two
one was
F's.
for the.
Sorry, that one. I'll put a B beside of it. Bar.
Well, it says friend brews when you highlight over it.
But yeah, it's close by, and it's a competitor, or will be a competitor of yours if you're able to pay off the renovation. You want to go in and check it out? You're looking for food and drink anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Okay, You know, it's a nice little bar. The building's a little older than, you know, the manor and so forth. Um, you can see a guy behind the bar. Let me get his description. And he's this very salty northerner. And, you know, he's serving bar and talking to people and, you know, he says, "Howdy, strangers. If you all come in, grab a table and I'll be right with you."
All right, I'll do so.
Follow behind.
And, you know, you can see easily, you know, 15 to 20 people in a small little bar. And eventually he comes over to you and he says, "I'm Emic. And what can I get you all?"
What's on special?
We've got this fine Orcian ale that we have imported that people really seem to like for some reason.
All right. Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm usually not into orc drink, but if everybody else likes it, I'll try it.
Well,
And something with some big plate of meat, whatever you got with the most meat on it.
yeah, and you know, hey, if you don't like the Orcian ale, let me know. You know, I carry most of the liquor that Hammond of the Liquor Guild sells, so you know, pretty well stocked here.
Any good elven mead or anything?
Let me check the back and we'll see what we got. What can I get the rest of you all?
I'll take some water and some meat, roasted meat.
Me.
Meat and meat.
Okay, and you know, he brings out a couple of flask of regular mead and an Orcian ale, and you know, hey, I found this a bottle of this elven stuff in the back. I don't know if it's any good. Personally, the elvish liquors are just a little too sweet for me, so I don't drink a lot of them. But he leaves it on the table with you, and he's like, "If I can get anything else, you just let me know." Once again, I'm Emic, and hey, you know, I don't remember seeing you guys around here before. What brings you to this part of town?
Oh, just on the way back from a job. We picked up a place property recently nearby, so on the way home, figured I'd get something to eat.
Well, we're always glad to see, you know, someone take over one of our fine old buildings down here in the alley. Do you mind if I ask what building you got?
Oh, we got the one, the one on the corner there, the one with all the builders up in the early morning.
His demeanor instantly changes. Oh, so you're all the ones that ended up with Troll Skull Manor.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate how it happened.
And, you know, he just kind of looks down at you and, if you need anything, let me know. And he just turns around and walks off.
I don't think he overly liked that.
That would be a good impression from that encounter.
Makes sense since he's expecting
But
us
you
to
know,
be-
the food and drink, it's very pleasing. You know, it's nothing to send it's nothing that you would send a raven back home about, but you know, it's pretty good food.
Cool.
Just what I needed.
And you know, a couple of times during your meal, you know, Emmett comes over and very curtly asks you if there's anything that he can get for you. Another
I mean,
round.
I just. Hey, go for it.
Another round of drinks.
Yeah, sure. Let me try some of that orc stuff you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, you know, he goes over and digging around, and he comes back and with this big mug of this orcish brew, and on the front of the mug, you can see a Orc Master's Best logo on it. And he puts his tankard down in front of you and says, "Hope you enjoy it." And just quickly and quietly turns away and walks away.
All right. Well, I'll eagerly drink it.
Well, first of all, you know it is extremely strong smelling. I don't want to say it's pungent, but it's got an odor to it that, you know, would,
Oh, that reeks.
yeah, you know, it'd make a cat eat a hairball just to get away from it. I don't know. Sorry, I tried.
Seems fitting after the night we just had.
And anyway, you pull this tankard up to your lips and you kick it back, and your taste buds are assaulted by this wonderful flavor. You can taste the barley and the hops, and you know it was made by orcs, and but you can almost taste the love in every batch. It is one of the best micro brews that you've ever had.
Ooh.
After completely upending it, I'll slam it back down and just be like, "That was amazing. I can't believe anything that good came out of orcs."
And yeah, I'm sure everyone else is looking at you in surprise at that statement.
What end of them did it come out?
Doesn't matter, but I'd love to know. Won't stop me from drinking another one.
And, you know, a little while after, you know, you've had time to digest your beer, you know, Emmett comes over and, you know, he's like, that'll be X amount of gold pieces. You're all ready to leave, right? Not quite throwing you out, but, you know, he's just all of a sudden really doesn't like you.
When he comes over one time, I'll just ask him about were you around when that fireball went off? Did you see anything strange happen in your area? This would have been the direction the guy disappeared, if I remember correctly.
He goes, no, sure didn't. You know, we just heard the fireball and like everyone else, we just ran out, then caught the tail end.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So,
I caught the tail end of it. You know, all the commotion. It was horrible, and you know, it's the undesirables in our community that allow that stuff to happen. And as he's saying that, you know, he's just casting this, giving you all the evil eye.
okay, then I'll just get up and walk away.
Yeah, I'll drop coins with for the amount with a good tip, and just kind of drunkenly start walking out, waving goodbye.
You know, this ale was fantastic. But, you know, as you're sitting there talking to everyone, you're thinking, I'm not drunk. I don't even feel it. It tasted good. But, man, the minute you stand up, all that alcohol hits your brain. You are happy and you are enjoying life.
And you're immune to fear now.
Can't walk in a straight line, but
Oh, I
And
guess
he'll basically be like singing all the way back to the manor. He's a very different guy when he's drunk.
I'll help him back just to be sure. I use Mage Hand to kind of occasionally nudge him to go the right direction.
okay.
He becomes like the perfect like best friend, wingman, frat boy like there is as soon as he's hammered.
It's hammer time.
And with that, he'll like pull out his warhammer and start kind of going woo and swinging it around.
And that's what I'm drinking, right?
Yeah, when he's drunk. Yeah.
No Brod, no Aurum, and
I had water. Because if I got drunk, I'd be throwing firebolts everywhere.
It was you! It was you all along!
Damon, I like how the non-drinker rolled a 20.
And it's cool, that thing. Too bad it doesn't let you roll it in the...
Let's click it again.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I can turn it on and off, and I can also set a DC roll on it. So it lets you know if you pass or fail.
This is a huge improvement.
Yeah, dude did a really nice job on it. And it's all got it's got chat commands in it as well, so you can drag them down and hotbar them, and really cool.
What's it called?
It's the request roll extension. I put a link to it in Discord. Currently only for 5e, but oh well. Screw you, Pathfinder people. But as you're walking out of the bar and, you know, getting Aurum back to the manor, you see this skinny little human, and you know, he's kind of keeping his distance from you, but Damon, you know for sure that you are being watched, and Avara, you would have noticed him as well.
I'll try to quietly let everyone know. Maybe not Aurum since he's hammered. And just keep an eye out and try to get us back to the manor as fast as we can.
Yeah, and this guy is keeping his distance, and he's trying his best not to be seen, but you know that he sucks at it.
Yeah.
This is not his line of work. And, you get Orm back to the manor, you go in the front door and so forth, and the guy watches you go in, and then he turns around and starts walking back toward, Friend's Bar that you just left.
Okay.
That was odd.
So it was. I'll tell you. You were followed from the bar.
And, Bra spent his day in the sewer, working on dislodging, this massive obstruction in one of the pipes, and, they send him, up top to start prying some of the stuff away, and, he grabs a hold of a branch sticking out of some, what he's hoping is mud, and he's pulling on it, and eventually it gives way, and it had completely blocked the pipe. So you had some water build up on the other side of the blockage. So out comes all this nasty sewer water just spraying all over you, Bri. It's knocked you down off the obstruction. You're floating down the hall a little bit, or the tunnel.
I think we lost Bri.
Shit got real for him.
Literally.
But yeah, did you all see the movie Joe Dirt?
Actually, no.
Oh,
I have, but it's been a while.
I remember.
Where he's got that septic tank strapped to his back, and I got the poo on me. You got to watch Joe Dirt, man. David Spade's best work. And it's even got Kid Rock. So, but
I think I watched it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I watched Airheads instead when that came out.
So, eventually they take Bri and, the rest of the prisoners somewhere that they can clean up and haul them back to the jail cell for the night. And if y'all don't care, this would be a really good place to take 10.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's be fun. Drink it.
To get ahead, I guess. Of course, what do you show your kids if you show them all the cheat to get them into things?
But that's what rich people could do. I mean, when you've got that much money, that's like, getting in the country club. It's who you.
Yeah, so you know, and
I don't say it's right, but at the same time, it is.
I don't understand why people in a capitalist society teach their kids not to cheat, because that's what capitalism is. You're supposed to.
good point. But yeah, the technology to put someone in a picture, outside of Photoshop. Because if I use Photoshop, you can tell.
Yeah.
But the deep faking and, to be able to take a picture of someone and mask it onto a porn actress and, it looks like it's them. That is just scary crap. So, well,
I think Ra ran away.
yeah, he he was feeling a little flushed right now. That one was just for you, Damon.
I know, maybe a little corny while he was at.
Oh, like it.
Doing a little cornholio.
So, the day has come to an end. You get back to the bar. You did have someone very poorly follow you. And anyone that would like to make an insight check can.
I will.
Except for Orem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably not paying too much attention.
Yeah, if I'd thought about it earlier when he had turned around, I probably would have stuck my head around the corner and used Mage Man to pinch his ass, but I didn't.
And now that you've got back to the bar and, you're not having to worry about Orem, all of you realize that you did see him in the bar. And, he spent a lot of his time talking with Emic. And, it just seems like, he was following you to see if the manor was truly where you're going.
Which is dumb when we said it was.
Probably wanted to make sure.
So
I don't trust him.
Well, we have windows and doors now, so we can probably lock them.
Absolutely. And, you can tell that a lot more work has been done, and, Bob has left a note saying, hey, I need to talk to one of you all in the morning.
And I'll put 100 gold towards the upkeep.
Yeah, who's donating gold to the business?
Same.
I will.
Yeah, so that'll bring me down to 55. 155.
Okay, so you all have spent 600 on the bar, and the estimated cost was 1,200, so you're halfway there.
Sweet.
And Orem, right now, your world is just spinning. You love your alcohol, and you've always prided yourself on, being able to be a heavy drinker. But one mug of this is just like, set you spinning?
Waterdeep St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, he's like all regretful, hungover guy at the bar, at the bar, like head in hand.
And keeping with the St. Patty's Day theme, you're also a little green.
I was there before.
And, you know, with you being followed, occasionally one of you look out the window and you see, you know, just the ordinary street life that you've experienced the past couple of nights here at the manor. Nothing suspicious. No one's smoking a cigarette on a street corner while watching your building.
Okay, I'll set up. I'll go around, make sure all the windows are locked and doors are locked, and touch right, and just say to the ghost to keep an eye out.
And you know, when you say that to the ghost, you can see some dust form in the air, and it spells out the words, "Okay."
Thanks, buddy.
And you see a YW appear.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I plan on having some fun with Bri on that one. But, you know, you go about your normal evening. Unless there's anything you want to do on Waterdeep, we'll call it another night.
No, nothing I want to do. Anyone else?
No, I didn't know.
I'm good.
Well, hopefully Bri didn't fall asleep or something. I know he was pretty sick last week.
Well, you know, I kind of did give him a long rest.
And I know he's on vacation, so he might not be here next week.
Who?
Bri? Well, Rob.
Okay. Well, Orem, you wake up the next morning and surprisingly, you feel nothing like you did when you went to bed. You're not hungover, you know, you're very energetic, ready to take on the day.
I'm gonna have to try to get my hands on some more of that drink there. See if our hookup with the guild can provide that.
I'll wait for Bob the builder since he said he needed to talk.
Are you going to meet Bob the builder at 6 a.m. or are you going to wait?
Oh yeah, we got that job at 6 a.m., don't we?
Well, you know from being there and observing that you all could probably take shifts with Orem.
Okay. Well, I'll hang back while some other people go. Does anyone want to hang back with me when we talk to this guy?
Might as well. We're still waiting to hear back from him about the speaking with the. Did we ever talk about the puppet guy?
Well, that's pretty much what we're waiting for on to speak to that. Because no one else see.
Other than the one eyewitness account saying he looked like a puppet, but he wasn't a puppet. That's all you have heard about the puppet.
I was flipping through my notebook and I just saw a puppet guy that looked like a puppet, and I'm like, did we talk about it?
Yeah, it was the little kid that seen him.
Bob the Builder shows up, and he says he's got a couple new halflings on the crew, so you'll be seeing some new faces later on in the day.
Okay.
And
Does he
he's
seem
like,
shifty at all or anything? Or is he just saying he hired a new crew?
yeah, he's just saying, yeah, I heard I had to hire some more guys, and they're halflings, just to let you know.
Okay, and I'll hand him the money of how much. I can't remember how much more money we gave him.
We gave him 300, I think, is what three of us threw on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are now halfway through your renovation tab. And Bob's like, cool. I was hoping you'd have it today or tomorrow. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you, my wood carver, the guy's a little busy right now, but, I put in a good word for you. And, well, if you want a sign on this place, I got to order it today. So, I need a name. What are y'all calling this place?
We're not all here, so it's I can't really make that call. Well, we'll talk about it, even if we have to wait till after it opens to get the sign.
Yeah, really, tomorrow at the latest, and I think I can give the guy, he's a friend of mine, I can get him to push it through, and let me tell you, man, it'll be a first-class sign. But y'all probably do need to think of a name between now and tomorrow, because you're not going to get any business without a sign.
Yeah, well, when we get a chance, later tonight we'll sit around and talk about it and maybe come up with something.
And as you can tell, I got my guys, they're getting ready to start refinishing the bar today, and I gotta know, what color stain do you want? You want light stain? You want dark stain? Cherry, walnut, maple?
I'm partial to walnut. And who else stayed with me?
It was Harry or Avara.
I'll stay with you. I like walnut.
Walnut it is then.
Yeah, I think walnut just really sets off, it'll match the walls and, especially the trim of this place. I always thought this place was a dump, but yeah, it's really got potential.
Well, thank you there.
And above Bob the Builder's head, you can see the dust swirling again, and the words, "Yes, it does," forms over Bob's head. Bob can't see it, only you all.
I just smile.
And
Avara just says under her breath to Leaf, keep an eye on things today. That guy last night made me nervous.
Yeah, you all hired me to do a job, and, well,
Well, no, to the ghost.
Oh, to the ghost. Yeah, the ghost just kind of does a thumbs up sign.
Okay, well, we'll spend some time clearing that up, and then we'll go for poop duty. Wow, I didn't even mean that to be a pun.
Okay, you clean up, get things settled, and early morning, do all your morning rituals, and hey, you're back with the dung sweepers, and oh my god, you thought yesterday was boring, today even more so. And at some point in time, the dung sweepers, Orem, you're still right by them doing that.
Oh yeah.
guarding the queen bit. And
Oh, yes, very serious mode.
yeah, and so you get a really good. You hear what's happening really well. Everyone else, you're catching bits and pieces of what the dung sweepers are saying, but they start getting animated, and two of the dung sweepers are starting to get very angry at one another, and their voices are increasing, and it might even come to blows. But all you can hear is one of them says, "Hey, this shit is horse shit." The other one says, "No, this shit is bullshit." And they are literally arguing over what created this pile of shit.
I'll bark at them, like, you guys better be better plan to pick up all this talking nonsense. I don't want to be here any later than I have to. You're getting into my time now.
And, they kind of look at you strange for a minute, and one looks at the other one and says, "horse shit," and the other one replies, "bullshit," and one of the other dung sweepers takes his little shovel and he just shovels it up from in between them and solves the argument. But, this is your very first clue that the Dung Sweepers Guild is very serious about what they do.
As they should be.
And
it's important to take pride in one's work.
Absolutely.
So many puns, so hard to hold back.
Just gotta hold them in.
And later during the day, you can hear some excitement happening down. You are just barely within earshot. I mean, whatever's happening is at least 3 or 4 blocks away. But you can hear some excitement, and suddenly there's this crowd of people that come running your way. Some are in a panic, some are just in a hurry. But they are coming towards you, not at you, but towards you.
Start motioning to stay away from the poop guys.
Yeah, I'll try to put myself in between them and the sweepers there, so I can kind of funnel them in a different direction.
It's not like you're going to be trampled by stampede, but there are a large amount of people running your way.
As one goes by, I'll ask him, "What the hell's going on up?"
And you're asking this overweight baker, and he's got the baker's hat on, and he's like, we heard a little commotion out in the street, and I walked out in front of my shop to see what was happening, and well, those damn gangs are at it again, and they start this massive brawl right in the middle of the street, and there's this we're watching the fight and hoping it doesn't come our way. And, you know, these gang members are really going at each other hard and heavy. And all of a sudden, these black arrows rain down out of the sky and kills all the gang members. And we look up to the rooftops and we see this cloaked figure as he turns and vanishes. And, oh well, you know, it scared the hell out of everybody, so we all just took off running.
Oof. Okay, I'll go on the way. I'll relate out to the group what he just said. I'm going, I'd say investigated, but after the trouble we've been into, one of us is in jail at the moment, I think we might want to just stick to our guard duty.
Absolutely. And later on, when you know, all this has died down, and you know, you've seen the city watch go up and down the street multiple times, and they come canvassing, and you know, did anyone see anything? Has anyone seen a cloaked, hooded figure running on the rooftops? And you know, so far no one's got any leads from what you've been able to hear, because, you know, hell, everyone in your area is multiple blocks away. But, you know, it does break the monotony of just watching people sweep up crap off the side of the street.
Yes, it does.
And
Job's a job. Hopefully something interesting comes of this.
covered that. That's done.
Are they like pulling along a carriage as they sweep up this poop?
Yeah, you know, I got this little wagon that's, you know, got all kinds of different kinds of crap in it.
Occasionally I'll get bored and just start using mage hand to pick up some of the poop and just throw it into the bin like basketball style. Just to keep myself somewhat entertained.
Yeah, because, you know, by now the excitement is over, and, well, you know, eventually, you find that it's 5 o'clock and it's quitting time.
Okay. And as we're walking back, I'll tell the guys what Bob said. We need to come up with a name for the bar and ask for some suggestions.
How about the Dead Gentleman? Or Gentleman?
How about the Gentleman's Ghost?
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
I really like that. Yeah,
Good.
Gentleman Ghost.
Yeah, I think that'll help the ghost be on our help us get on his good side, so he'll be nice to us.
Yeah. Well, since we come up with that when we get back in, I'll just say it out in the air to him. Says, how do you like we give him the place named the Gentleman?
You see the word appear. And, you know, the hum appears and it disappears, and you don't get a response right away. And
Maybe he doesn't like that.
That or it's good.
Thinking about it.
Or Ghostly Wonders. That sounds more like a store to sell stuff.
Well, you know, it could also depend on what else you're selling here at the tavern.
We could
Could
call
also
it.
be the Gentleman's Spirit.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say, is something like that. Gentleman spirit or elfin spirit.
Well,
Half elf's rest.
you all do not have to decide this game, but you might want to think about it.
Oh, if we're in the Mad Mage area. Oh, this night. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But you make it back to the manor, and Bob the builder says, Damien, a guy come looking for you today, and told him, I told him I didn't know what you were doing because I didn't want to tell him what you were doing. So,
I'll ask for a description.
he did leave us a note, and you can see one of those little secret symbols of the Harpers on it that, only you would recognize. And you open it up. And
Yeah, I'll take it somewhere quiet to do it, though.
Okay. And as you open it up, you can see that it is a message from your Harpers that says that in 2 days' time, they will be permitted to speak with the dead on your behalf.
Okay. I'll go back into the main room and call everyone together so there's no one around us. And just tell them within 2 days from now we'll be able to go speak with the dead to get some information. And we need to think up those answers beforehand, questions beforehand, right?
Yes, because you won't be there.
Yeah.
It's only the...
Are they going to get both people? The one that was coming and one of the bad?
Yes, they will. They have permission from the Justice Department to perform a Speak with Dead ritual on anyone that was involved in the attack.
Perfect. We'll have to think that up tomorrow. Spend the day tomorrow thinking about the questions we want asked.
Have we seen the person that was out that followed us the other night anywhere around today?
No, you haven't. And, honestly, if Bry wasn't sitting in a jail cell, by now he would have went over to Fala's and got some brownies and, naturally asked them if they had a description. If they knew someone who matched the description.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're only pothead sitting in jail. Even though he's clean, he's still smelling the shit.
That's what he gets when you ride the dragon.
And argue with the judge.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. A crazy drunken halfling.
Yeah, the sad part was he was sober.
I think he said he was going drunken master too, so this is going to get really interesting.
And let's see. You're off second level. You're about 100 away.
So what was that? So we got the one guy who's the target of this fireball. We need to ask questions.
Yeah, give me just a second. Crime scene, watch.
I'm just thinking out loud here right now. See if anyone else wants to pitch in.
Yeah,
I'd say
you've got the pursuer and you got the pursuee. Now, just so you can ask intelligent questions, let's Go back over to the eyewitnesses. The guy that was limping, one of the eyewitnesses says that she saw a cloaked man take something from the body of the dead gnome, and then he started limping away toward the bent nail. You have the puppet guy. I tell you, it was not a man, more like a puppet shaped like a man, a puppet without strings. It was on the rooftop, and it hurled something into the crowd that caused the explosions.
Okay. So the gnome was the one that had an item on the item taken.
Yes.
So I guess who he was, why he was coming to visit us, what was taken.
Well, we don't know he was coming to visit us. He was just heading.
He was just nearby, as far as I know.
Well, they said he was seemed to be headed in our direction.
Yeah, the city sergeant that talked to Orem did mention that it seemed like he was headed toward Troll Skull Manor.
Right, yeah, I remember that now.
Okay, true. And so why was he headed to us? So it's only 5 questions per person, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, ask about whatever item he had, like what was the most important item he had, maybe where did he get it, who would be trying to take it off him, and then maybe if he knew who was following him. Because we kind of already know what caused the explosion, right?
Yeah, that was a fireball.
Yeah, so
pretty much, what were you carrying? Were you headed toward? Because these questions are being asked by cleric, so he would have to ask him where he was headed, wouldn't he? Because we won't be.
yeah, like what he had, who wants it, because that might be different than who took it.
Sure.
Well, don't we want to know who he is, too?
Specific.
Yeah. Well, we should probably get to know his name or something.
Okay,
how he got it, or just
name,
that kind of stuff.
Your name, what item were you carrying?
Yeah.
Like maybe like what was the most important item you had, or something like that. Something to make it just so that I don't know if they can give us kind of like a stupid answer or not, or if they answer honestly. But you know, something very specific.
Or what was taken off of you?
Well, I don't know if I would know that.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't know that because he died first. So, like saying, like, what was the big item? What was your most valuable item or most important item that you had?
Or it could be where were you headed and why were you headed there? Those would be 2 different.
Or like
questions.
even what did you plan on doing with it? And why like who like, you know, like when we ask who wants it, why do they want it? Because it might be something, you know, it might be somebody's address or something, like a key to somebody's house or something that might be, you know, seemingly pointless unless we knew exactly what they were intending to do with it.
So at least the first one will be what's his name,
Right.
or like who are.
And like who he is, yeah, like maybe he can shed more light by saying like, oh, I'm a bookie for this guy.
Would it be like the next one would be like where were you headed?
That might fall in like if we said like what do you plan to do with that item? Because if something got taken off of him, chances are he was going to do something with it.
So it'd be more because I think we got to be a little more specific. Like, oh man, this is interesting. Cause I mean,
Well,
he's dead, so he doesn't.
you need to be a little specific, but I'm going to give you some leeway simply because you're not there asking the questions yourself.
Because, I mean, he won't know that item was taken off.
Yeah, if you ask him what was taken off of him, you know, he's going to be dead beforehand and not know.
Yeah, just like something like, what was the most important item you had before you died? On your person, so that he doesn't say something like, my daughter.
You know, or even something along the lines of, you know, what item were you protecting that someone might want to steal?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And I guess not just what item, but what's it for?
Yeah, like what's it for? What were you going to do with it? Or why somebody would take it from you?
The classic who, what, when, where, why.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, try to keep it as broad as we can so that we can cover all the angles for a questioning, but try to make it as specific to what happened when he died as we can.
And you know, I just thought of that. You know, it's 5 questions for the Speak with the Dead, and that is literally the who, what, when, where. So what about for the for one of the thieves? I guess who are they working for?
Like, or like, as if it's based on, like, you know, his knowledge, he's running from them before he got killed. So chances are he knows why he's being chased. So who wants it? He might even be able to give us 2 or 3 answers if there's, like, you know, a group of people that want it.
Well, I was thinking about what were they, the Zents, the guy, the dead bad
yeah,
guy.
They were Zents.
Yeah, but they're not the only gang in town, right? Like, they've been fighting with the other guild.
Yeah. But
so maybe this guy is like a go-between, or perhaps you know, he's a double agent, so that, you know, like, if he can incriminate 2 people, 2 groups with 1 answer.
Oh, but I'm thinking of the questions to actually ask the dead Zent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, you have 3 dead people that you can interrogate. And 2 of them are Zents.
Yeah, so the first one is pretty much the guy who was all those questions we came up with for the guy who was carrying the item.
Yeah, the dead gnome.
Then we got 2 Zents.
Truly, his answers might be, yeah, his answers will be more informative than the thugs, because at best you're gonna know who hired them and you know, hired.
They might not know why.
Anything exactly.
Yeah, but the only thing I'd probably, since they probably don't know much, I would probably just try to figure out if I could get, like, the name of the guy who got away, because I'm assuming he was with the 2 Zents,
or where he was trying to go,
or who they work for specifically, like, to give us a place to go to next if everything else doesn't work out.
He was limping to some.
Yeah, it would be like, where would attack 2 Zents trying to figure out where they would take the item once they had got it.
Yeah, or like, you know, just whoever he gets his information from. You know, we can climb the ladder.
Maybe what the puppet was.
Well, I don't think they would know, but we could figure that.
That's a good ask, though. I mean, in case they do, that's like an important bit of information.
Yeah. It's because then I don't know if they were expecting to get killed by a puppet, but yeah, that'd be a good information.
Might be something
they
they
may have
heard
saw it.
of, though, you know? Yeah, that might be like a rumor, like, oh, that other gang, they have this mysterious assassin, and we call him the doll maker.
The
or
puppet
something.
boy.
Yeah. No, that's a good one to try to figure out, because, I mean, they're dead, so they may have actually seen him, because if one guy managed to survive...
Well, you know, like the sergeant said, they weren't expecting the attack. It was a surprise. So,
Okay, yeah.
you know, odds are going to be slim that they, since they died pretty much instantly, that they saw their attacker.
True.
We could be right specific and just say, do you know anything about the doll assassin or something? That might be specific enough. Like maybe they didn't see it coming, but maybe they knew about it before.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, that's a good one to try to figure something out. But I think one of the questions from them, from the sense, would have to be to where were they supposed to go after they got the item they were after.
Yeah, that's a good bit to know too.
And maybe who hired them to get said item.
Yeah.
I mean, they may be Zens, but they may have been hired from another. They may be like a third-party contractor.
Maybe, but yeah, like if we ask who they got that their job from, that guy can probably tell us like the information of where they were supposed to bring it if it doesn't happen to be that same person, or you know, like they can probably answer more questions.
Yeah. Because I don't think we'll get a lot from those guys, but maybe from where they were supposed to go, who hired them, and maybe use one for each one to see if they have any idea of like the puppet.
Yeah, like if they say like, oh, Ricky the Shark told us he'd pay us a gold piece to follow this guy down here and see what he's got or something, then we can, if nothing and none of our other questions work out to something, we can just go see Ricky and start asking him some questions.
True. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'd be writing this down and getting questions set up and to hand off to one of my drop boxes.
Yeah, not a problem. You stick it in your Dropbox, and if you want, we're gonna fast forward here a little bit. And day 3 of the Dung Patrol watch was extremely uneventful, as well as day 4 was uneventful and still just as boring as ever. And
They keep us since Bryson in jail. I may keep a couple of dun rolls and just slip him into his mattresses when he's not. Well, he's. We'll blame it on the ghost.
Absolutely. So anyway, day 5 rolls around and a messenger from the Harpers shows up. And on day 3, you did give Bob the Builder a name for the bar, but if y'all can still take some time, I did record that Gentleman's Ghost was one of the front runners. But on day 5, you get a note from the Harpers with answers from your Speak with Dead.
Alright. And once we get that, I'll relay my thanks through the proper channels. And then I'll call the group together to tell them to go over the answers.
second here. Okay, where's my stories? Alright. The Dead Knoll. You were able to pry some very good answers out of him. And I'm going to cut and paste these. But his name is Dalekar, and the most important item that he had was the Stone of Galore, which, you know, he kind of stole from Xanathar.
Well, that escalated.
Yeah, just a little bit. And as far as most important item, who wants it? Yeah, that also answers, you know, who wants it. In all fairness, he does not know that the people that are after him are actually Zents and not Xanathar. He just knows that he's being chased, and in his mind, Xanathar wants it the most. And it's revealed that that he worked for the Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Oh.
And that the stone itself is the key to finding a horde of dragons hidden in the city.
So it's tied to the.
That's the coins, right? That's what they call gold
correct.
coins here. Yeah.
That's what the guys, the one guy, the father thinks that they think his father stole a whole bunch of.
Rainier, you know, his father was, you know, disgraced, and there's a lot of rumors that he had stolen a lot of money. And as far as what he was planning to do, he had heard about a group of adventurers who had rescued Lord Never Remember's son from the Zentarum, and thought that you all might be, that the stone might be safe in your hands for the time being. He was on his way to see if he could deliver it to you, and then he was going to come back and reclaim it after he had eluded his pursuers, but before he got to your door, the fireball went off. And that is all you were able to get from the dead gnome.
Okay.
And as far as the two Zents, 10 questions between them. You learned their names, which really doesn't matter. You learned that they worked for Urstel Floxen and resided at Gralhund Villa, and that their job was to catch the gnome, and that he had some sort of artifact in his possession that, according to their boss, would make them as rich as kings.
Okay.
So, like, maybe the Zents were after him, and then Xanathar's super assassin got the jump on him. Sounds like.
It's very obvious that there is more than one group after the stone now. Which could help explain a little bit of the gang wars that are happening on the streets of Waterdeep.
Okay. Did they have an answer to where they were supposed to take it?
Back to their boss at the villa.
Okay. So we get all that stuff, and now we need to figure out what to do here. But we still have, what, 5 more days of poop.
5 more days of poop duty, but once again, all of you all do not have to be present at the same time.
Orm's gonna be there every day.
Orm
sure.
he has no choice.
Yeah, he does. It's not even a consideration to not be there for him.
Yeah, I think I'll take maybe a little bit of time to use my safe haven background feed to go through my channels through the Harpers and maybe get some information about Ursula Floxen and all that. And maybe go to Harry since he knows a guy who knows a guy knows a guy, see if he knows it. Get any information too while we tag team the.
Find out if we can figure out where this manor is. This villa, sorry.
I'm assuming Bry's back by the 6th day.
Yeah. Day 5 went by smoothly. You're trying to locate the villa. And
he would have come back to a very lumpy bed.
And let's see. And we're in Waterdeep.
Jesus, my background music just went into water sloshing sounds. Perfect thing for the poop.
And okay, we're gonna look at the book to see if we can find where that's at on the map.
Next door!
Oh, and thank you, y'all, or no help whatsoever. I'm thinking. City Watch. Investigating the villa.
Yeah, take a little time each day to investigate some stuff. Then for the villa and stuff, then go help one.
That is,
With Operation Constipation.
No constipation, and they'd be out of work.
I guess their work would dry up.
okay. There's gotta be a higher res map. Yeah, they talk about the villa. I've got a floor plan for the villa. And but they never say where the hell it's at.
It sounds like someplace outside of town.
There's the DM map. That helps. Okay, the villa is up in the North Ward. And I'm gonna put that pin. Shit. There's the villa. And tokens. Okay, on the Waterdeep players map, which just reshared, the villa is right in there.
On the V?
Yes.
And this Urso guy, is he like a noble? Some of the information gathering we did, would he be like a noble in the area, or just
Okay,
Or any information on the villa and who owns it?
okay, out of character for a moment, just to help give you all another avenue to pursue. You might want to talk with Rainier about the fireball.
yes? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he might be able to provide some assistance and as well as some background information. As far as the villa itself, and I got name. Okay, where the hell is the block on that? Ah! Okay.
Yeah, so I'd do that.
Um, Okay, where in the hell is her information?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm tracking down who actually owns the villa.
See, some guy just posted a high res volume thing of the first floor of the villa. I linked it in the Discord there.
Yeah, I've seen that on the forum. Honestly, I'm going to hold off on answering who owns the villa until I can give you a complete description.
Okay.
Because, I guess I could check NPCs.
Oh wow, DM Guild has a whole stuff of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I don't even have... Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Getting somewhere.
I know sometimes some of those books are a mess.
Yeah. And different developers, I wish Fantasy Grounds would come out with, you know, just some sort of standard for modules across the board, numbering schemes and whatnot. I know you gotta kind of adapt, but at times it's really hard to find information where you think it will be. It's there in one adventure, not in the other. But, let's see. Oh, there's everything. But, yeah, I'm going to hold off on answering about the villa until the next game.
Okay.
Because I don't want to miss any plot points. And the out of game, the villa does play a little central part in the upcoming.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. And since Bry is gone, hopefully we're coming to the end of 100% role playing and actually get to roll some damn dice next week.
I do not mind role playing at all.
Yeah, after you know, game after game after game with nothing but combat, it's been a pleasant change.
Some funny stuff, weird stuff. Bry getting himself slapped in jail. I was pretty sure it's going to be a couple of years.
Absolutely. And day 6, Bry comes home, and
Like I said, I'm not too sure if he's going to be here next week because I know he's in Florida. Vacation.
that's not a problem. We know what he'll do anyway. Be flamboyant and cause a lot of trouble.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I'll give you all a good rundown on the villa next week. And if y'all don't care, we can stop for tonight and pick up next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's fine.
We did get level 3, but that's good.
We're almost there. So close.
Very shortly, and I know for sure at least next week that the Dung Watch won't be so boring.
Operation Pooper Scooper. I held back on so many poop jokes, man.
I'm sure you did. 318.
Okay.
All right.
Another fun night.
Thank you all, and we will see you next week, same time.
All right. See you then.
All right.
Good night,
Have a
everyone.
great evening. See ya, Anna.
I'm looking forward to when I get